What is up, you guys? I just wanted to come on here, and as you can see by the title, I'm getting surgery. So before anyone comments on here, girl, you ain't fat, because I've been getting that a lot, but I've been wanting to get this surgery for a very long time, and I'm going to explain why and blah 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 and this and that. Okay, so I ever since I moved to the United States, I literally got fat. I'm just gonna be pure freaking honest with you. I really young, I want to say maybe a year or two of living in the United States, I became overweight. Throughout my life, I've done diets, I've done everything you can think of, I have done. And I've lost weight. When I was about, I want to say 12, 13, just before my parents divorced, I, at the time, did not know, but I was technically diagnosed with PCOS. I went in complaining that my periods were not normal. I complained about being really hairy and my hair just like not falling out from my body. And immediately I was put on birth control. Did not help. I was one of those people that birth control did not help whatsoever. And after a year of me trying multiple different birth controls, nothing working, my doctor set me down and he said, okay, we need to talk about other options. And hormones, a different type of hormone was then suggested. Did it work? Yes, my hormones got evened, but all of the other symptoms were still there, and it sucked. Let me tell you, anyone dealing with anything that is involving hormones suck. I lived it really young. I want to tell everybody on here that the choices that I made in my life when it came to this was me. My mom did not get involved. Obviously she would be in there with me and she would try to understand everything that's going on. But I recently, within a few years, went to a dermatologist. I went to talk about my pores and also my rosacea, which I did not know was rosacea at the time. I found out with her there. And she looked at my skin and she realized that I had a lot of facial hair. And she said, have you been diagnosed with PCOS? And I was like, no, not really, but I do have a hormone problem. And so she suggested me to go take tests to figure out if I do have PCOS. I went to my doctor, who's been my doctor since way before this. He's been my doctor since I was 8, I think. And he said, we don't need to do tests. They're expensive. You don't have healthcare. You've never had healthcare. You have PCOS. You don't need to take these tests that she wants you to take. We can if you want to, but I'm telling you right now, you do have PCOS. I then started researching even more the weight loss surgery. I've been wanting to do this ever since I learned about it, which was literally maybe like 10 years ago. Like I would watch my 600-pound life or whatever with my mom, and I literally was seeing my future. No joke. I'm like, if I do not change, and trust me, I've done the healthy eating, I've done the going to the gym. There was a time where I was going to the gym every day for hours. I would be there for at least 2 hours every day. But my doctor was like, you can work out as much as you want. You have not just PCOS, but you have food anxiety. I think the reason why I have food anxiety, which is like you stress out or something's going on and you just eat, is because growing up in a household with 2 immigrant parents, I was alone, only child. I was left alone at 5 years old. Okay, like I would go to kindergarten and then literally get off the bus, walk myself home, and do kind of everything until my mom was able to, like, you know, get a babysitter or someone to take care of me. But majority of my whole childhood was me being alone. And I think my mom felt bad that I didn't have a sibling, I didn't have a cousin, I didn't have anybody. For those who didn't know, I literally have no family here. Here and there I've had maybe, you know, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, whatever, but they don't stay more than a year. They don't like this country, and I completely understand, you know. But I've been always alone. It's just me. And obviously I've had friends and all stuff. I wasn't that alone, but a lot of my friends just couldn't come to where I was, or I couldn't go to where they were, and etc. So it was me and food. Sad but true. My mom did cook me, you know, healthy foods and stuff like that, but it just got to the point where food became my best friend. No joke. I'm not lying about this, okay? I enjoy food. I still enjoy food. And whenever I do get on a diet, I follow it and everything, but then I get bored, and then I'm like, okay, well, all these things are going on in my life, and now I need to, like, how do I cope with this? And I have a journal. I write down. It's the best thing that a therapist recommended me to do once my parents. Sorry, I keep looking over there. Max is just getting into trouble. Come here, Max. Come here. Come here. Come here, Ben. You look like you're stuck, buddy. You look like you're stuck. He's been getting into so much trouble. So, I've done my research. Okay, I looked up different doctors. I told my general doctor, he agrees I should do the surgery. I've told friends, I have friends that support me. I have friends that are like, you're not fat, you look fine. But as a person who has a lot of things going at once in my life, I feel like it's time. I've waited a really long time. I always told myself once I became a US citizen, this was the first thing I kind of wanted to do, was get this surgery. I'm not gonna get it done here. I'm sorry. I'm not paying fucking over $2,000 for, no. I don't even have healthcare, so no. And honestly, this is gonna suck, and I'm just gonna be honest. I do not trust the doctors in the United States. My doctors, my one doctor that I trust is Hispanic, and I trust him more than a white dude who went to fucking all the, like, I trust my people, you know? But the other reason why I want to do this is because I do have a line in my life of obesity. I'm talking about, like, I have family members that I do not know, but from my dad's side of the family, everyone in the family is obese. And I'm talking about 300 pounds and over. And I know this because my mom met everybody and she's like, yeah, everyone's overweight. Now on my mom's side is the complete opposite. Everyone's healthy. I mean, I can't say healthy because I don't know, you know, what they're eating, but they're slim. They're not like super fucking like supermodel, you know, slim, but they're slimmer. And I want to live a better life. And I know people are going to say, this is cheating. You know what? I really don't give a shit. My body, my money. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to sacrifice going to Mexico and coming back. You know, I know the risks that I'm taking. I know everything that's, you know, I know. But like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. And what I mean a long time is like I said, over 10 years ago. Now I'm going to tell you guys the story of how this all went down. So I've been talking to my closest friends about this for a while. And I actually have a friend who actually went to Mexico to get the surgery done. And I saw her outcome. I'm not going to the same surgeon. I'm going to someone a lot closer to the border. I don't want to, like, I'm flying from Atlanta to San Diego and they're picking me up in San Diego, and then it's only 14 minutes after a border. I know the whole thing about, like, you know, the whole situation. I know. I'm Hispanic. I'm Latina. I know this is risky, you know, but things happen for a reason. Things fall into place for a reason. So I called this doctor that I've been wanting to go see him. And the reason why I want to go see him is because he has a huge hospital. Okay. He only does weight loss surgery, but he has other doctors that specialize in the face, specialize in the body, and etc. So in the future, I am planning on getting more surgery. One of them being, I would like a better nose. I suck at breathing sometimes, and my nostrils are teeny, look, small. Okay. So I know I have I can breathe, but I wake up every morning with stuffy noses, and it's just, I know I have a bad breathing problem. It's not bad, but you know, it's just not normal. So I saw that he posted that someone did this girl's nose, and I'm like, yes, this is where I want to go. Because where my friend went, he kind of just focuses like weight loss and then, like, you know, tummy tucks and stuff like that. Another thing that I'm planning on getting done is if I do need a tummy tuck, I will get it done. At this point, I've been so unhappy with my body. I've been unhappy with my body even when I lose weight, okay? Because even though I lose weight, I have this little area where I never lose weight. You know, I just never do. So if I need to get a tummy tuck, I will get it. There's another thing about me that people do not know is that on my left, your right, this side, I have stubborn fat. I've gotten it checked by a few doctors. Some of the doctors said it was a third boob. And then I went to another doctor and said, nope, it's just fat that does not want, and you would have to get that surgically removed. Because I've done weights, I've done cardio, it doesn't go away, it just stays there. So it would be something I would get done. And then obviously in the future, if I need a facelift or whatever, you know, for those who do not know my mom is all like, take care of yourself woman. You know, she put me on skincare when I was literally fucking 10. No joke. At 10 years old, my mom was buying me, you know, drugstore, and I was even using Proactive. I think I was using Proactive for a while. I think all of my teen pretty much. It didn't do much, but just, yeah. But my mom has always been like, you know, I don't wear makeup any, you know, she doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't even know how to put makeup on, but she's like, you need to always take care of yourself. You always need to put yourself first. And when I first brought this to my mom, we originally talked about me getting a lipo, Brazilian butt lift. And here's my thing. I don't care about my ass. I rather my ass look natural than, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, I want to bring you on this journey pretty much. So I did talk to a surgeon in Miami to get the tummy tuck and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, what if I do get the surgery? I had it booked. I did the down payment, everything, but I was in a car wreck and then I couldn't go. And I felt like that was a sign from my grandma. I feel like my grandma is the person who always gives me signs. And I'm gonna tell you guys something that happened recently with my grandma, like where for the first time in a very long time, I had an experience with my grandma. It wasn't a dream or anything, but I'll go into it because there's like more to the story. I need to tell you from the beginning, and then this what recently just happened. But I feel like my grandma has, ever since she's passed, she has always somehow appear, or I hear her voice, or whatever the case may be, and I just look at those signs. Some people don't. I do. Me and my grandma were very, and I'm talking about very close. I saw my grandma like a mom. She was my mom. I mean, everyone in our family called her mommy. We did not call her grandma. No one called her grandma. No one did. And it's not that she didn't want to be called grandma. It's just what we all called her was because we we saw her as a mom. And I got to, out of all my cousins, I actually lived with my grandma for a while when my dad came here to the United States. And so I got to spend, I feel like out of all my cousins, I got to actually spend more time with my grandma, even though I did come to the United States when I was 5. Yeah, 5. So I felt like my grandma was telling me, like, don't get this done. And I feel like ever since I like brought this up to my mom, because I mean, I always brought it up to my mom and she's always been supportive. She's always like, get the surgery, you know, if it makes you happy and if it's something that's good, you know, and it's going to make you feel better and it's going to do good for you, then do it. So the reason why this is happening, because literally I called the doctor about 2 weeks ago. No joke. I talked to his assistant, you know, his nursing assistant. We talked. He told me, you know, you are a candidate, but I cannot determine that. That's going to be determined by the doctor. I then talked to the doctor 2 hours later. And he said, you are a perfect candidate. And he even told me, I'm glad that you are doing this now that you're young and you're not 400 pounds. He said, I think the way you are planning it out is going to work great for you. You know, I can give you the tools, I can give you everything, and it's going to be on your term if you want to get this done. And the reason why I love this doctor is once I finished talking to him, he literally told me, think about it, don't rush into this, etc. Now, when I talked to the surgeon that was going to do my lipo and all that shit in Miami, he was like, we need to book this, you need to lose this amount of weight. And I'm like, if I determine to lose weight, I will lose weight. But what happens when I'm not determined anymore and I can't, you know, I'm going to gain it all back. So I was like, I need to do something that's more permanent. I haven't been happy with my body even before I got married. Okay. I have never, what I weigh now, I have never been this heavy. So when I got married, I was 175. And at that time, that was my heaviest. I went on a diet. I went all the way down to 135, I believe. And I felt like that was really, really stretching it. Okay. The coach I had, which is not a real coach, she just sold me freaking snacks and shit like that. It's called the 5-in-1 diet or whatever. Y'all, I was starving myself. No joke. I'm not lying. And the snacks were getting too expensive. And they just were not the best snacks. I remember a snack smelling so horrible that like I had to eat it so fast because my mom was like in the car. She was like, oh my God, that smells like fucking gasoline or something. So I talked to the doctor. He agreed to get this done. And then I then talked to his nurse again and his assistant, whatever. And he says, when do you want to get this done? And I said, because I told the doctor, I was like, oh, no, I don't need to think about anything. I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Like, I want to get this done. Now, I wanted to get this done next year. And, you know, I kind of was telling a few friends because I was like, who wants to come with me? And obviously everyone said, I'll go with you. But a lot of my friends right now are like starting a new job or like they're looking for a job and they just can't, you know, they don't know what's going to happen, you know, when my surgery comes. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with myself. And he said, the nurse literally said, a lot of people do come alone. Like, this is not something that, you know, some people even want to tell people. I don't give a shit. I really, truly don't. I don't care. I am on this channel because I want to be honest and real with you, and I want to show you everything about me, okay? So, me and my mom sat down, and I had him on speaker, and we started talking about dates. Now, because of the job that I do, I clean houses. So, all of November and December, my schedule is wild. I come home late every day. Everyone wants cleaning before Thanksgiving. Everyone wants cleaning before Christmas. And everyone wants cleaning before the new year. So he said, okay, well, you know, he is gone until January 12th. And I'm like, damn, that's a while. And so my mom didn't like the sound of that. She was like, no, you need to get this done this year. And I looked at my mom, I was like, this year? And so we started looking at dates. I'm like, how soon can I get this done? And he's like, well, we do have October 31st open. And it's perfect because I'm going to fly in Thursday, the 30th. And then get there and all that stuff. And then 31st is my surgery. I'm spending the night Saturday and then coming back Sunday. So it worked out great. No down payment. None of that shit. You pay up front when you get there, cash or card or whatever you want to do. I'm doing cash, it's cheaper. But they immediately started sending me everything and videos and all that shit and so I've been now getting a whole bunch of videos and stuff like that on my YouTube about like what to eat and all stuff. And I already started the diet today. So tomorrow night, I'm going to show you guys how I'm prepping my food because I'm able to eat 3 foods and then two how do you call this, proteins. I'm gonna show you everything. I'm gonna, you know, take you along with me to Mexico. I'm planning on recording just everything, like me getting ready and everything the day that I'm leaving. And then, you know, obviously I don't think I can take the camera with me during the surgery. But I do plan on asking the doctor if he can take a picture of the piece of my stomach that he's cutting off, because I'm curious to see what that shit looks like. Aren't you curious? Because I am. I'm one of those people, like, I want to see how big my stomach was, you know? But yeah, so we're gonna go on this journey together, and if you have questions or if you are planning on maybe getting the surgery yourself, or you have questions about maybe getting the surgery, don't hesitate to ask. I will be blunt and honest with you. I feel like if you are a person who is really determined and can easily like switch your life like that, then this is a surgery for you. If you're a person who has a more difficult time with all that stuff, then this is not, it's not the right time for you. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm not nervous, shockingly. I think I probably am going to get nervous tomorrow because tomorrow's Tuesday and I'm leaving Thursday. So probably tomorrow and Wednesday is when I'll get nervous. But overall, I'm happy. I'm grateful that I have the money to do this because I ended up saving money from a car wreck that I was in, and I just kind of just hit it. Like I kind of just hit it because I was just like, this is going to be for either a new booty and a flatter stomach or just a weight loss surgery. And I'm happy. Like I've said, I'm excited, you know, I'm gonna bring you along with me and what I'm feeling every week. I'm planning on doing like kind of like a diary or journal type of thing, but with you guys, so you guys can know what's going on in my life and what I'm doing and all that stuff. And I've only told 2 people other than my mom. One of my clients who I actually talked to her about, and she's like, oh my god, that's great. And then my best friend Allie, the second I told her, she's the only friend that really truly was like, I approve. Like if this is something that's gonna make you feel better and happier, then why the fuck not, you know? And so she unfortunately can't come. She just started a new job, and so I didn't want to ask her, but I told her today, and she was like, oh my god, this is happening so fast. Oh my god, what do you need? Do you need me to help you? You want me to stay with you? Or so I'm happy. I'm excited. Obviously traveling internationally as a Latina alone is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. We can't do much. I am planning on bringing my camera. I'm not gonna bring this camera. I'm gonna bring my iPhone just because it's easier and it's, you know. So thankfully I bought this. So I can put my camera here. I'm good. I'm happy for the like 500 million time. Took a shot every time I said I'm happy. I'm happy and excited and just ready to just get this started. And the meal that I'm eating right now, my little diet, I'm not having a hard time whatsoever. I've been enjoying my food. I honestly, as a Chilean person, eating a salad with lemon juice is something really normal in our culture. So yeah, so my mom and Max are gonna be alone for a little bit. My mom is sadly still gonna be working by herself, which I'm like, you should have taken those days off, but no. She wants to work, so I don't blame her. You know, money is, we need money, you know, we all need money. We're all struggling somewhere or somehow, you know. But peace out, take care, and hopefully the next time you see me, I'll be on my way to Mexico. Bye.